Hello children, good morning to all of you. This is Manik sir going to present before you the last topic of the chapter called Nazism and the rise of Hitler, and in our today's discussions we shall look into two topics. The first topic that deals with how did the common peoples react to Nazism, and the second topics which is all about the knowledge of Holocaust. So dear students, as we have been discussing that during the most difficult times, Hitler, who came into power, established his ruling systems and he tried to construct Germany in a better ways, and during the period of his coming, Germany was in very critical conditions. There was economic crisis, there was political instability. So when Hitler came into power, he re-established Germany by having the concept of expansion of territory. And during the time of Hitler, he brought different kind of systems in which Germany was restored, and Germany who got its power back during the time of Hitler. But the Hitler who tried to implement his Nazism policy, and the Nazism policy which created the discriminations between different social groups in Germany. They are such as the Jews, the pure Germans, the Russian peoples as well as the Poland peoples. So here, according to Hitler, the pure German peoples has right to live in the society. They are the pure peoples who are having worthy to be prosper, who are having worthy to be multiplying in the society. But the undesirable peoples, they are such as the Jews, the Russians, the Polish, they have no right to live. And for them, the final solution is to kill them in these gas chambers which has been established by Hitler. So, the Hitler who tried to build Germany by giving more importance to the particular communities, that is the pure German peoples or the pure Aryan peoples. So dear students, the concept of Nazism, which was having very popularity in Germany, many of the common peoples, they were also having the concept of Nazism. Their psychology, their emotions, which has been totally rooted in Nazism policy. So dear students, as we see that many of the common peoples, they were also seeing different society, different communities in this Nazi eyes, and at the same time they were talking to different communities in this Nazi ways of languages as well as the Nazi ways of living. And at the same time, the different kind of communities, they were looking in a very different ways towards the Jewish peoples. They were having strong hatred, anger towards these Jewish peoples, and at the same time they looked in contempt eyes even to those peoples who looked like Jews. And at the same time they marked the house of the Jews, and they reported all these Jewish peoples in a suspicious neighbors. That means they do not trust the Jewish peoples in Germany. That is why they looked in contempt eyes, they looked in suspicious eyes, they do not like them, do not have any kind of associations with them, and they always wanted to have the concepts of hatred towards the Jewish peoples in Germany. So students, as we see that many peoples, they were believing that this Nazism's policy or the Nazi periods will create definitely the prosperity in Germany. They will bring back the glory of Germany. That is the reasons many of the common peoples, they were rooted in Nazism theories as well as the Nazism worldview. And many peoples were believing that the Nazi periods will bring back prosperity to Germany, and they will enjoy their lives, which have lost during this past World War. So dear students, many of the Germany peoples who were not strong supporters, apart from we see that there were certain kind of groups who were supporting the Nazism policy, but not all Germans who were strongly supporting the Nazism policy in Germany. There were many peoples who were organizing the protest against the Nazism policy, because the Nazism policy, which was creating discriminations, distinguishing between different communities, between different kind of groups in the society, and as we have seen that the Germany peoples, they were organizing different kind of protesting movements against this Nazism policy, because the Nazism policy was creating discriminations as well as stereotypes in the society. That is why, as we see that, apart from that, many of the common peoples, they were having scared to distinguish. At the same time, they were having very strong fear to protest against the Nazism policy, because the Hitler who was punishing all his enemies and whoever is opposing his policy, to those peoples he was punishing them in gas chambers. That is why, though many peoples they try to have these protest against the Nazism policy, but they were also having strong fear in mind. And at the same time, we see a very active leader called the Pastor Niemöller, who had a very strong resistance towards this Nazism policy. Apart from that, many of the writers, many of these poets who have written about the story about these suffering of Jews, because the Jewish peoples who had great sufferings during the time of Nazi periods, because the target of Hitler towards the Jews is to eliminate them completely from the society, and according to Hitler, that is the final solutions. And when Jewish peoples will be eliminated in the society, then there will be prosperity in Germany. That is why the Hitler target towards the Jews, towards the Russians, to kill them in these gas chambers which has been built by Hitler. So dear students, as we see that the knowledge about the Holocaust, the Nazi practices as well as the Nazi belief systems which came after the defeat of Germany. Before that, the Holocaust as well as the destructions as well as the killings of Jews, those knowledge which did not come out, it came out only after the defeat of Germany in Second World War. So here many of the peoples, many of the world, they came to realize about the knowledge of Holocaust, about the killings of the particular community called the Jews. And in Germany, there was a very strong horrors which happens during the time of Hitler, and Hitler who particularly killed all these Jewish peoples, who targeted them, killed them, and who eliminated them from the society, because according to Hitler, the Jewish people has no right to live. They are the undesirable peoples, has no right to live in the society, and killing Jewish peoples, it is the final solutions in Germany. So many of the world, many of the peoples who came to realize about the Jewish sufferings only after the World War II, which was ended with the defeat of Germany. And after that, we see during the Nazi periods, already I have been telling you repeatedly that Jewish sufferings was there, Jewish killings was there, Russian peoples were killed, the undesirable peoples were killed, they were tortured, they were murdered, they were killed, and that is all about Holocaust. What is called Holocaust? It is talking about the killings of the particular community. So according to Hitler, the undesirable peoples were killed as well as they were tortured in these gas chambers, and that is what it is called Holocaust. Many of the Jews, they have written about the sufferings in different kind of documents, different kind of diaries, and they preserved in this gas chambers area, in this concentration camp where the Jewish peoples were living, where these undesirable peoples were living. They were trying to preserve the documentaries, and through the documentaries the world peoples, they came to realize about these great discriminations which happened during the time of Hitler. So students, as we see that when these Jewish peoples were writing their sufferings about their Holocaust in their diaries, all this evidence were being preserved, but the Nazi leaders, they were moving all throughout the areas, destroying the evidence, and they do not let all these evidence, all these documentaries which will be preserved in the society. So even after having a destructions of all this evidence, we see the Holocaust which is present in the minds of peoples through writings, through poets, through documentaries. Many people, they shared their emotions, they talked about their sufferings during the time of Nazi periods. So dear students, in these chapters, as we have discussed about the Nazi periods, about the rise of Hitler. So finally, as we have understood that at the most difficult time, Hitler, who came into power, he rebuilt Germany, but at the same time, he created discriminations as well as the concept of stereotypes between different social groups in the society. So according to Hitler, the particular community called Jews has no right to live, but the pure German peoples has right to live as well as right to have prosperity in the society. So dear students, I hope all of you have understood my concept. If you have any doubt, kindly call me and contact me. Thank you so much for listening to me.